Hey everybody, Aramis Belmont here. I've put together a quick tutorial on what to do when Castlevania goes wrong. This is not intended towards new players of the game. If you haven't played the game before, check out SBD Wolf's excellent tutorial for the Big 20. This is aimed more towards people who have ran the game in the past or have some experience with it. First thing I'm going to cover is what to do if you take a death in Stage 5. This can be a little intimidating as getting through the crushers typically requires a stopwatch, but it's really not that hard as you'll see up here. Once you respawn at the beginning of Stage 5, get a whip upgrade and proceed through the rest of the stage as normal. Don't bother getting any extra hearts, you don't need them. Once we get to Stage 6, that's the room with the crushers, this is where things are slightly different. What you're going to do is you're going to jump off the platform as normal, and at the second column in the background, you're going to want to do a standing whip. You want to keep holding left while you do this, just whip when you're right in the middle of the column. Then proceed to the crushers, wait a moment, and then jump and whip to get the holy water as you would if you had the stopwatch. And then you can walk right through the crushers without stopping. Now let's talk about level 3. Level 3 can be one of the most frustrating parts of the game when things go wrong. First, if you take a death on Stage 7, don't worry too much, there's a holy water you can pick up right at the beginning of the level. Grab that and carry on. Next, let's talk about what you should do if you miss the axe. You can miss picking up the axe in a couple of ways. Sometimes if you scroll the screen, it will fall off the screen, or if there's another big item and you accidentally throw the holy water too early, that will cause the axe not to spawn. This also applies if you take a death in Stage 8. I forgot to record the video, but you can use this with the whip as well. It's easier with the long whip, but you can use the short whip if that's all you have. Proceed through the first part of Stage 8 as normal. When you get to the stairs, climb up but walk onto the platform, and while making sure not to press up when you initially jump off towards the candle that holds the cross and throw a holy water as you jump. This will allow the holy water to hit the candle and drop the cross. Stage 9 can be one of the most difficult parts of the game and becomes even more difficult if you take a death. What you're going to want to do is immediately turn left, whip the candle, get the whip upgrade. Take the rest of it slow. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Whip the first 2 birds and then kill the bone statue with the whip. Kill or despawn the next birds. Kill the next bone statue. Walk towards the first pit, let the skeleton jump at you and whip him. Jump and whip to kill the next skeleton, and then play the next part as normal. Once you get to the mummies, you're going to want to go to the left-hand side of the screen once you start the fight. Jump up on the platform, wait for them to move to the left side of the screen, and then jump back to the right to the block where the meat normally is, and just whip them until they die. Stage 11, Fleeman Alley. What happens when you get the dreaded axe? The Frankenstein fight is normally one of the easiest boss battles in the game if you have the holy water. However, if you get the dreaded axe, things will go south quick. What I recommend is don't even bother trying to use the axe during the fight, just learn the whip only fight. Your strategy here is going to be to stand on the platform towards the left side and whip in a very precise rhythm. You're going to want to whip, 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 wait a moment, whip, 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 wait a moment, whip, 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 and keep doing that until Igor the Fleeman gets close to you. I recommend practicing this because the alternative is a game over, and that's going to be a huge time loss. If Igor happens to break free, one of the things you can do is kind of focus on him, stun lock him, then whip Frank a couple of times, stun lock Igor again, rinse and repeat until the fight's over. If you happen to die to Frank, grab a whip upgrade at the very beginning, making sure not to stop, continue on as normal, grab the big heart right before Frank and the candle right before you activate the Frank fight to get the long whip. You absolutely want the long whip during this fight. Finally, we're going to talk about the Dracula fight, or more precisely, the Cookie Monster fight. There are 2 things that can go wrong here. If you happen to miss the triple shot for the holy water, the Cookie Monster fight gets quite a bit more difficult. Even worse is missing the holy water completely. Luckily for us, Cookie Monster isn't that hard to beat if you know how to respond to him. I'm going to talk about the worst case scenario first, the whip-only Cookie Monster fight. Now, you do have the cross and you can throw them, but I would just recommend going at him with the whip. There are 2 main things I want to talk about Cookie Monster. One, if you get too far away from him, he will throw fireballs at you, so make sure you stay close. Second, if you duck, he will do a large jump over you. Use this to your advantage when you get near the edges of the screen. Sometimes you can get in more than 2 whips per cycle, but I wouldn't recommend that unless you're very comfortable with this fight. Instead, I would jump and whip him twice, and then wait for him to jump, move out of the way, rinse and repeat. Finally, let's talk about what to do if you get the holy water but miss the triple shot upgrade. What you can do is throw a holy water, jump and whip 3 times, and then on the way down try to throw a holy water just as if you were doing machine gun strats. If he looks like he's about to break free, that's fine. Let him do the jump. Make sure you get in close so he doesn't throw the fireballs. Throw the holy water again, stun him, and rinse and repeat to finish the fight. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you guys liked the video, please leave me a like and hit the subscribe button. I also stream on Twitch, although I'm currently on a hiatus, but I hope to return soon. You can find a link to my Twitch channel in the description. Hope to see you guys there. See you next time.